How's it going, everyone? Got some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero updates to go over in this video. I should have noted this quite a while ago. There is an enormous bug that somebody actually pointed out in my comments section about save files just getting deleted. Somebody on Reddit on the official Sparking Zero page also pointed it out, and yeah, this is something they need to remedy. The fact that I got a comment and then other people are also bringing this up, that means it's an actual issue that multiple people are experiencing it. Again, I don't read all my comments, it's hard to go through that, but I believe this comment also had a bunch of upvotes, so obviously it's something that a lot of people are experiencing. After we talk about that, I'll also go over some of the data we have for the game as far as commercial performance that I find rather interesting. Spoiler alert, the game is doing very well, so we'll talk about that. We already got official numbers, at least 24-hour numbers from Bandai Namco, but still some more numbers to go over and assess. Alright, first of all, there was a Reddit post. The fact that there is a bug that literally erases everything should be the top post / priority here. 31 hours put into the game, every character unlocked, every costume unlocked, level 20, millions in Zenny, almost every story road 100%, all erased randomly. I know this has been happening to many others. I'm not touching this game again until this gets fixed. What's the point if it could all get erased again? It's been 2 weeks since release and this hasn't been addressed yet. In a perfect world, there would be some way to restore this all by the devs, but even if they can't, I'll settle for a patch at least that gets rid of the bug. Then at least I'll know if I'm going to have to regrind, unlock everything, at least this time it won't get deleted. This needs more attention and needs to be addressed ASAP. Yes, I should have made a video on this. The second I realized it was an issue after reading that comment, I didn't realize the gravitas of the issue, but even the fact that it happened to one person, that's a huge problem. The fact that save files are getting nuked to many people, that's a problem, because there's a lot of unlockables, there's a lot of characters that you do have to unlock throughout playing the game, getting the outfits, Dragon Balls, the story roads, etc. The story mode, people can meme on Tenkaichi from a story mode standpoint. If you want to 100% each route, you're sinking in some time just to go through Goku's route and 100% it. It's not like you're gonna be done with that in 45 minutes. That's a significant undertaking, and there are 8 campaigns. Obviously, the Goku campaign is the longest, but to do all of the what-if scenarios, to do everything, and some of the what-if, requirements are just nonsense, but nevertheless, you get the idea. It's a massive undertaking. This person, 31 hours put into the game. That's a significant amount of time. And yes, some people are like, oh, I'll just do it again. But what if it gets deleted again? This is a huge problem that Bandai Namco and the Sparking Zero team haven't even given us an update, haven't even said that they are aware of the issue, unless I totally missed that. They have to do what they can to remedy this issue as soon as possible, because this is a gigantic and egregious bug that I don't even know how it happens. I guess when you unleash the game to the masses, you're just gonna come across things that otherwise you may have not noticed, but this is such a glaring issue that multiple people have experienced, and even if it's 1% of the player base, that is astronomically high. It's probably not 1%, it's probably less than that, but that's an astronomically high number. And one of our viewers had experienced this same issue. I just kind of brushed it off for the moment being. I was going to talk about it at some point, but the fact that there's more coming out about people facing this issue, bro, this has to be remedied as soon as possible. So Bandai Namco, get on your crap. There's a patch that's scheduled for the end of this month, but this wasn't even illustrated. They do note something like stability fixes, and who knows what that means, but there's also the issue with the online connectivity, which is a major problem right now. I know some people just link that to Xbox, the Xbox community not having enough players. That's not what it is. There should be a healthy number of players across all platforms, outside of PlayStation as well, on PC as well as Xbox, for at least the first couple of months. There's actual literal matchmaking issues right now that prevent you getting into a game very easily, so they gotta fix that up. As much as I love Sparking Zero, literally one of my game of the years, the things that I'm calling for would ultimately make the game better, and the bug, obviously, this just needs to be rectified and remedied as soon as possible. 2 weeks after release and this is still perpetuating, that is a gigantic problem. Alright, moving on from that, let's hope Bandai Namco does address that. We've got some very interesting data from Christopher Dring. In Europe, Sparking Zero did 140% better than Fighters did, and Fighters previously to Sparking Zero was the game that sold the best as far as Dragon Ball game goes. Christopher Drink noted, every new game last week did well. The game that did extremely well is Sparking Zero. It was a huge hit across Europe. Launch sales are up 140% compared to the fastest selling Dragon Ball game, which was Fighters. Silent Hill 2 also did well. Metaphor had a really decent launch, it was noted, but as far as the success story of last week, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was without a doubt the significant standout. And we already know that the game cracked 3 million copies sold in 24 hours. Bear in mind, that's a ton of people also spending $100 to play the game, quote-unquote, early. Bandai Namco has made an absolute killing on this game. This is one of the most successful video game launches of the last decade. We don't even need to say anime launches anymore. No, this is one of the most successful video game launches of the last decade. Compared to some successes like, and I get it that these are exclusives, but Spider-Man 2 didn't sell this well this quickly. Games like Final Fantasy 16, games with a lineage and a historical IP attached to them, and obviously Dragon Ball has history attached to it as well, but Dragon Ball and anime games in general, I always felt in the Tenkaichi days, they were kind of a part of the corner of the gaming world where they didn't hit the gaming mainstream zeitgeist, whereas Sparking Zero was absolutely one of the biggest game releases of the entire year, and that is so great to see. You know, aforementioned issues aside, I truly do believe this is one of the best video games of the year as well, and obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased. At least I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm biased in regards to this game, given my fandom for Tenkaichi, given that, you know, there's stuff like the early access gimmick, I absolutely hate it, but with Sparking Zero, I feel like I haven't made as big of a deal about it. Like, if I look from it from a business standpoint, like, bro, Bandai Namco would literally be doing business malpractice if they didn't get that extra $30 out of people. I'm just talking about it from their vantage point and making the most amount of money they can. They would have been foolish not to do that. The amount of people that I talked to that bought that deluxe edition is ridiculous. It's like one thing when you do it with Silent Hill 2 where like people don't care that much and they can wait the 48 hours or whatever. With Sparking Zero, so many people dropped that $100 that it was ridiculous, and you know, outside of that, people bought it for $70, and they're gonna monetize the game continuously with DLC, and there's a lot of excitement around. I should also note, as far as the Steam concurrent player count, obviously it's fallen off from its peak. It's down to 30,000 concurrent players, which is still a very healthy number, but guys, that's why I said cross-platform play. Games peak at a certain concurrent player count, and it's just not reasonable to imagine that that is going to be sustainable. No game accomplishes that, and Sparking Zero is one of those games that naturally over time, like it's not an issue yet, but 6 months from now, 9 months from now, the player base on PC in particular and Xbox as well, I should say Xbox in particular, PC is the second most played platform, I think. We don't have exact numbers on Xbox, but nonetheless, that is going to be a problem, and cross-platform play would just extend the life cycle of the game. It would let Bandai Namco sell more copies of the game because 6 months from now, 9 months from now, the game is 50% off for $34.99. People want to check it out that didn't pick it up, but on PC, they're like, oh, there's not that many people playing online. Maybe I'll pass on this one for now. That's something that you could lessen if cross-platform play was a thing, was an option. Let me reiterate that. I saw a lot of people say, oh, you don't need a crush of cheaters. I don't want to play with cheaters. You could turn it off. That's the case with the majority of cross-platform play titles. And if nothing else, it'll let me, if I want to play on PC, play with my boy on PlayStation, play with my boy on Xbox. That's just beneficial and a standard across gaming. I get that we want to defend this game till the end and beyond. It's a phenomenal game, but we could cool our jets a little bit and also criticize certain aspects of the game to ultimately make the game better, mind you. That's what we all want. We want this game to be as good as possible. It's selling incredibly well. It's a resounding success. Does my heart proud seeing this game be received so well by the community. And yeah, you can look at the Metacritic score and be like, it should be over an 85, over a 90. Anime games are always going to be reviewed a little bit more harshly, I feel, but that's just my 2 cents. The game, generally speaking, is received really well. 28,000 reviews, 92% positive, so it has fallen a little bit from its 94% earlier, but still received exceedingly well, and hopefully the DLC content is great. And by the way, as far as DLC content goes, I think there's a lot of potential to add more layers to the what-if scenarios, doing more story-based content on that. The what if scenarios, I just feel like has opened the floodgates to doing a ton of stuff. You can add GT, single-player based DLC. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and yeah, and I think they ultimately will do it. Like, look, Xenoverse 2 is still getting DLC, Kakarot is getting Daima DLC. I assure you that Sparking Zero is going to be updated and monetized for a very, very long time. But that'll do it for me. Again, they gotta fix this bug ASAP. This is absolutely egregious, and they need to remedy that as soon as possible. Just one of the biggest issue, and not getting a lot of attention either, so hopefully that'll be fixed soon. And also, as far as sales numbers go, the game is doing incredibly well, as noted by Christopher Drink. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.